back. We have looked at some tarot decks. Now we're going to look at some oracle decks. And I have more oracle decks than I do tarot, so this is probably going to be split into two parts. They're not in any particular order. I'm starting with this one, the Elisabeth on Earth. It came wrapped in this lovely little burlap cloth with the yarn tied, no box. I do enjoy using it. I haven't paired it yet. It's a difficult one for me to pair. There's her lovely cover card there. These are the backs. They're just lovely little messages, little windows into a scene. It's not something I would normally have gotten, but I was intrigued by the imagery, the messages. And as you can see, there are quite a lot of cards. Quite a lot to them. I think I need to do a review of this. I actually have a lot of decks I haven't reviewed yet, just to kind of get my 2 cents on and go over. But you do get a lot of cards in this deck, a lot of them. So that is the Elisabeth on Earth. And I will bundle it back up in the cloth. All right, let's move on. Next is one I'm actually using this month, the Familiar Field Oracle. There's the box. And I've paired it with the Capricorn Tarot because it is such a soft watercolor look that it pairs nicely with the bright colors of the Capricorn. There's the backs. There's the guidebook, a nice page on each card. I do not have the Familiar, the Field Tarot, but I do have the Familiar Field Oracle. So they are, again, soft watercolor palette type imagery of animals. And what I like about them is they have 3 keywords down in the bottom. And as you saw, the descriptions go further into those keywords. But if you have a tarot deck that is quite busy or quite colorful, this really softens that. And at the same time, you know, coming across with the message below. It's nice, nice deck. My favorite. And you can see you get quite a lot of them with this. So that is the Familiar Field Oracle. And I'm currently using it this month. So it's worked out quite well, actually. It's surprising. All right, next, this ordinarily, it's not, I keep it in the bag. It would not have usually been my art style. As you can see, it's kind of, you know, cartoony, playful, childish, but I love the sassiness of this deck. I just love it. There are the backs. And these are, you know, when you need a little kick in the butt or even a little inspiration, these are perfect for short little answers, short little, you know, comfort, or, you know, just great little messages. Look at that one, Rise Again. Eyes on the road, claw to the wind. Just so easy. I don't believe it came with a guidebook, but you know, you don't need one with this. You don't need one. Your heart will soar again. Great little sayings. And again, if I had just looked at just the artwork, I probably would have passed. Not to say these aren't extremely well drawn out. I'm more, you know, realism in my art style, but I absolutely adore this deck. And I look forward to actually pairing it with a tarot deck. For now, I've just been kind of doing it, you know, throughout the day, just when I need a little pick-me-up or inspiration or just a little chat, you know, mini chat. And this one's awesome. What do they call those water bears? Indestructible. So yeah, that is the Bloomin' Lovelies. Excellent, excellent deck. Really, really grows on you. Okay, next is the Elle Qui Oracle. Now, at first you might think, oh, it's, you know, a girly, artsy, whatever deck. But this one, to me, has a lot more into it. Look at her eyes, for example. You actually get quite a bit for each card. So you get the explanation, you know, of her name, talks about the meaning, describes the scene, and then asks you some questions on what to think about for each one. And what I love about it is the eyes, the expressions are just phenomenal. The backs are pretty feminine, little butterflies, you know, change, transformation. But the eyes are what I love, the expressions of these. So you get the image here below, she who sees, Makita, and then keywords, observe, perceive, scrutinize. And of course, as you saw in the guidebook, it goes further into the explanation. But the expressions are just beautiful. There's the Yelena, who's on the cover. There's a couple in here that I absolutely love. Look at her expression. Dare, do, and reach. Cat here, there, sorry. Let's see if I can find one. They're all just very intriguing. They really hold your attention. Revenge, outcomes, and justice. You see her expression there. And again, you get quite a few. It's nice when you get, you know, good value for what you pay for, not just like, you know, 20 or so cards. This is one that I absolutely love. Look at this. She who regrets, battle, victory, and bitterness. You see that? She who listens. So she's showing her compassion there. Let me see if I can find this specific one I'm thinking of. This is fear, wariness, and trust. Reminds me of Summer Glau, the actress who played River in Serenity. It's another face. Okay, that's a great one. See what I mean about the eyes? Wonderful, compelling, and naturally, it's almost to the last. Look at her. Carly, she who frees. And she's next to this, you know, violent ocean with stormy skies, and look what she is releasing there. She's releasing the bonds that held her. You can see on her wrists where it you know, it held her, but she is releasing it. And look at her expression. So yes, a beautiful, beautiful, more in-depth deck than it first appears. Great deck. The Elle Qui. All right, moving on. This is the Dragon Path. And I like to pair this actually with the Tarot of Dragons because obviously they're dragons. But I also have Carolyn Mitchell's book. Is it called How to Live with Dragons? It talks about, you know, like dragon as spirit guides or advisors. And it's fascinating to read. The guidebook is very, very in-depth, has a lot of spreads. I mean, I'm on page 40 before I can even, you know, start reading about the cards. So you get a lot of in-depth information. And then it talks about, you get a black and white image with a little saying there. And you get a lot for each card, right? It's nice. Nice guidebook. And here are the backs. It's like a, you know, a sky scene with stars and the dragon outline. And here are the cards. And they are each, you know, individual dragons. And as you read each saying in the deck, it explains, you know, their advice, their realm, what they help with. Some of them are very powerful. This one reminds me of the Dragon Riders of Pern. Big majestic dragon there. So yeah, I love this because it isn't too cartoony. It isn't, you know, photographic. It's beautiful artwork. They're all very majestic and powerful. Oops. Sorry about the upside down one. It's a monarch butterfly there. So yeah, that is the Dragon Path. And it does actually, it pairs very well with the Tarot of Dragons. And I'll probably will leave those together because they just work so well together. Okay. Let us look at the next stack here. This is a rather new one, the Enchanted Earth Oracle. I was absolutely intrigued by the artwork. So I haven't gotten to use it a lot yet, but it is truly beautiful. In the guidebook, you get a big full color image, keywords with a little saying, and then the description. Some of them you get like a little ritual to do with, but her artwork is absolutely beautiful. There we go. These are the backs, so you can reverse them if you want. They are kind of etched there. And the cards are numbered, so you can quickly find them in the guide. And it has the title and then some keywords at the bottom for you. And they're beautiful. And again, I haven't worked with them yet, but I am looking forward to it. They have been on the side of my table awaiting the deck interview that I always do with a newcomer. Got a couple there, actually. But look at that. It's just beautiful. I have shuffled them, obviously. Look at that. You are the earth. Beautiful. All right. So that is the Enchanted Earth Oracle. Beautiful. And it'll be interesting to see what it pairs with, because it is quite busy, isn't it? All right, speaking of busy, this is the Alchemy of Spirit. And I have worked with this, and I do absolutely love this. There's the inside. Here's the guidebook. And it's quite a thick guidebook. So you get a full color image, a little saying there, and in balance, out of balance, and a description. The cards themselves, oh, just beautiful artwork. So let's take a look at some of them. It's a lovely box, by the way. There's the back. Star, moon, and sun. And they have a nice little border around them. And they are numbered. Look at that, beautiful. She mentioned, I believe she has it grouped in 3 different sections. But I find, aside from that, just reading with them by themselves, without even looking at the guidebook, for me, I usually am not like an intuitive reader, but for me, these just pop right out and speak. So I can get a lot out of them. Castle. So much in there. There's a little white kitty, frequently seen too, you'll notice, which I believe is supposed to be your inner child maybe, or is it you following as everything goes along? This one's adorable. Temple. But you can see how, you know, you can easily see what the message is in these. Just love them. It's gentle. They are a little busy. I haven't tried pairing them yet, so I'm looking forward to that. But anytime it's time for me to rotate and pull these, I get so excited. I just really enjoy using them. So that is the Alchemy of Spirit. And move on. Okay, this one, I've had this for quite a while. I use it usually right before Halloween. I think right before I use the Tarot of Vampires with the Gothic Oracle. I use this one. It's really cool. It looks like a library book all by itself in the box. Huge guidebook here. This is ginormous. Looks like it has a leather strap. And this actually tells a story. It's different. It tells a story as you are either the hero or heroine, and you are, you know, you meet at this library and then you go on this grand adventure, and it's about the people you meet, the things that happen to you along the way, and the characters, you know, that are part of the story. So that when you see the card, you can, the moral is this, a summary, but the top part here is the story part, and then bottom tells you the definition, you know, what it means, and also it can tell you if there are other cards in the deck that are paired with it, what that might mean. So it is very helpful. Pull it out here. I had it wrapped in this just for when I used it for Halloween. There are the backs, and it is gilded. So as you can see, they have a black border, and there's the title of it. Very pretty. And very easy to see what's going on in the cards. The adventure. Sinking ship. Union. So when paired with another deck, you can see how, you know, these might help clarify. And after you've read the story, you can automatically see, you know, in the card, oh, this is that part of the story. So you almost don't need it after you've read the story because you remember it and you can see what's going on to apply the keywords. Very pretty. Okay, so this was the Chronicles of Destiny. And again, I've had this for a few years now. Really enjoy using it. So when it comes time to pairing, we'll see what I end up putting it with. And of course, this is in a library book, which I absolutely love. So let me grab a new stack and we will continue on. All right. So the next two are kind of together simply because they are both by Kathy Pike and Lori Prindle. I love horses, so I had to get both of these. I believe the Sacred Horse was first, and then the Horse Wisdom Oracle came out after. I was hoping, beyond hope, that they were both the same size so that I could, you know, make a larger one deck out of both, but I don't think they're the same size. But if you love horses, the artwork is just gorgeous. The guidebook is nice. You get a color image, the name of the horse, keywords, and look at the description we've got in this book. That, you know, 1, 2, almost 3 pages full of descriptive text with questions underneath, things to think about. These are just absolutely lovely. That's the back. And you can see, beautiful. So you've got the title, you've got the phrase or keywords. Beautiful, beautiful. Force to be reckoned with. Some of them are vertical, which to me is fine. All the better to see the artwork fully and appreciate it as it was meant to be seen, right? So yeah, if you enjoy horses, if you love beautiful artwork, oh, just beautiful, just dreamy, beautiful to look at. Look at that. I don't think these get enough attention as they should. And you saw the guidebook as well, what you get with this. And there's a lot of them. I know I'm skimming through them, but I don't want to take up the entire day just looking at these. The other one, let's open that one while we got it. This was the follow-up one. And again, you get full color images here. Let me pull up here. So here's an example here. We got Wind Shaper with the phrase, and then full description and questions for each card. Stunning. And here are the cards. And there's the back of these ones. And you can see they are not the same size, sadly. Wouldn't that have been lovely if they had been? But in this way, I get 2 different decks with this lovely artwork that I compare with 2 different tarots, right? Twilight Run, Dancing on Terra Firma. Beautiful. And I'm skipping through great chunks of them. Again, I need to do reviews on these as well. I've been lacking in that. History, pride, joyful delights, golden light beam, dark mythos, soulmates, beautiful, original medicine. These, I know the camera does not do them justice, so definitely give them a look if they do pique your interest, because they do not disappoint in person. All right, let's move on. Next, we have Sacred Destiny Oracle from Denise Linn. I think this was the first deck of hers that I had. I'm pretty sure I decluttered a couple others of hers. I think one of them ended up having some AI, but at the same time, I thought, gosh, how many of her decks do I need, really? I do enjoy this deck, though. It has a black and white thumbnail, a description of the card, and then what it says it wants you to know. And you can see I've used this quite a bit. This would be a good bedtime deck, or even a pathworking one, because the scenes just kind of draw you in. And, you know, you can imagine, you know, feeling the breeze and hearing the birds in this. And this, I think, is just my favorite of hers that I've had. Not sure why those are upside down. That really annoys me. Sorry. Voyage. But this is an oldie but a goodie, and I do love it. She's got quite a few decks out now, but I think this is always going to remain my favorite of hers. Look at that. You can just kind of imagine being in that cave, right? Security. Diligence. Beautiful, beautiful. So this was Sacred Destiny. And again, I know I say that a lot, but it'll be interesting to see what tarot deck this gets paired with, because it has, you know, these big, bold artistry on it, and it'll see what ends up pairing with it as far as maybe a simpler tarot deck. Oracle of the Unicorns. This always gets paired with my Crystal Unicorn deck, and got a Peggy bag here. It works really well, but this always gets paired with the Crystal Unicorn, because the soft minimalist cards of the Crystal Unicorn go well with these that are, again, bold and very artistic. So there's another old one. You get a little thumbnail, black and white, the saying, and then a description below for each card. And here's the cards. There's the back of it. There we are. Look at that. Strength. And the little saying is on each card for you as well. Support. Hope. These are great. The guidebook is very good, by the way. Get some great little sayings, too. Naturally, they're upside down. Beautiful. That's on the cover. Yeah, this one is definitely not going anywhere. That's one of my favorites. Just such a tender, gentle expression. You can almost reach out and, you know, touch that little velvety muzzle there. Look at that delight. The dandelion. Yeah, it's a great, playful, yet evocative, you know, with some of the topics that it talks about. So that is the Oracle of the Unicorns. Another oldie but goodie. This one I got off of, I believe, Etsy. Shirley Alford, and what grabbed me instantly was her artwork. There's a little tuck box that it came in. You get a lot of cards with this too. And here's the little guidebook. And you get about a page and a half for each one, no image. There's the backs. But look at these. These are all hand painted by her. Look at that. Karma. Ocean. A drop in the ocean. There are numbers at the top to help you easily find in the book too. Aren't these just beautiful, beautiful paintings? I really love her work. I have not gone back to see if she has any other decks out. I would be interested in looking that because I just adore her work. I think it's beautiful, detailed, and yet so dreamy. This is a favorite. Octopus. All right, so I won't take up all our time on this, but gosh, this is just beautiful. I could just look and look and look and look at this. Love her work. Mental note to look and see if Shirley Alford has any other decks. So yeah, you get a lot here. Gorgeous work. So have a look. Okay. Next, we have the Messenger Oracle. This is like one of my first oracles. And again, I love her work. Love it. I have her, what is it? The, gosh, I can't pronounce it. The Dragon Speak one. I always keep one on the side here. This deck, and I did a quick review on it. I need to do a follow-up because this deck is phenomenal. So back to this one. I'll look at the dragon one in part 2. Here's her guidebook. She is so talented. And we have a little black and white thumbnail of each one, saying description for each one. And she has made some other ones, which I don't have yet, but there's the back. And I'm sure a lot of people have already seen these. I love her sayings. This is a great deck for, you know, getting clarification, getting answers. Does not hold back. And look at her artwork. Unbelievable. Trust in the magic. Nourish the soul. The lion in here is one of the reasons I loved it, and the horse. Know your power. Let go of the old. Seek your destiny. Her dragons are just stunning. She does dragons so well. Let me see if I can find the lion that I love. Ladybug. Look at that wolf. Gosh, beautiful dragons. There's a fox. There it is. Look at that. Have courage. Just beautiful. All right. That is the Messenger Oracle. And we'll be seeing this one too when it comes time to pair it. Next, the Gothic Oracle. This one I always pair with the Tarot Vampires for Halloween, just because it is perfect for that deck. There's the neat little guidebook there. You get a full color image, the title, keyword, and then a description for each one. And of course, Anne Stokes, her artwork, gorgeous. It is a little gilded with red, stunning. There's the backs. But these, you know, you could use them without, you know, having it be Halloween, because just like the messengers, we have dragons, wolves, but this just, for some reason, I think because it's so Gothic, it goes very well with the tarot vampires, especially cards like this. There's a lot of, you know, roses and pale angels and vampires in that. So beautiful, beautiful deck. Keyword. Look at that. The truth. There's a dragon protecting her. So lots of dragons, lots of goth. Love it. There's Halloween, Trick or Treat. Forever Yours. Beyond the Veil. More wolves. Yeah, look at that. Summon the Reaper. Very powerful. All right, so that is the Anne Stokes Gothic Oracle. And as you can see, it is very powerful, very Gothic, but, you know, gorgeous artwork. I think she's doing a tarot deck too. It's in the works, I think. Not sure. But for me, this goes so well with the Tarot Vampires. It's just a match made. Next, we have the Grief Journey Oracle. This was a Kickstarter, and the lion had me. But again, this is grief. And, you know, it helps you overcome any kind of grief. Not necessarily the loss of a person, but maybe, you know, a friendship that's over, a job that's over, a move that you have to make. There's so many different kinds of, you know, grieving. The guidebook here, you get a nice color image, a saying, and then a description there. And this, I'm sure you've seen a lot of reviews on this because it's quite new. There's the back. I backed the Shadows We Cast tarot, which is more of a shadow work tarot, and I think this will work quite well with that one. So that's what I'm holding this aside for. But look at that. There was one card, aside from the lion, of course, that really grabbed me on this, and that was this one, Ascension. Beautiful. This is another artist that the the paintings are just breathtaking, and the camera here cannot do it justice. Same with the Mirror Oracle. It's just beautiful, beautiful work. And again, these are all topics, you know, related to some kind of grief that we're experiencing, and all the different stages that we might have as well. You know, innocence there, freedom, siblings, the Rainbow Bridge. Oh my goodness, how many of us can absolutely dig into this one with our pets, right? Retreat, courage. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And this is another one I need to, you know, do a review on. So I'm hoping that this goes mass market for everybody who didn't see it on Kickstarter, because it is absolutely stunning. This one was in, I believe, an Etsy find, and I want to say I saw it on a YouTube channel, and oh, it's Egyptian, so I just fell in love with it. It's just stunning. I haven't used it yet, and I'm not even sure what I will pair it with. It is mysterious. It is smoky and dark and, you know, intriguing. Not my usual, you know, pastels and bright and happy. There's the book. So it gives you a little snippet of the image and what it is. It gives you the history of the object, and then meanings of the card, different, you know, totally different reasons there that you might apply to it. But it's and again, I haven't used it, but it's very intuitive. So there's the back, and it is kind of a muted edging there. Some are vertical, some are horizontal, but again, that doesn't bother me. You can see the image, and we have the number up at the top, and we have keywords on the sides, as well as little symbols. So it talks about what the object is, and then it has a keyword. So for example, this one, and you can see it's got some gold foiling on there. This one is talking about music, and the keyword joyfulness. And my lighting is probably not helping it, but it is absolutely beautiful. This is rose and feminine. You see the rose also silhouetted there. Not secure. And we have gold foiling on the cards that are just enough to give it a little hint. Look at that moth there, the butterfly. The moons are gold on it. Hands and connection. We've got a hand with the, looks like the hand of Isis probably in the stone. So yeah, it's got that Egyptian theme, intriguing and mysterious. The moon there, beautiful. Feline, independent. Beautiful. As many, you know, different things you can think of, they've got them here. So, gosh, I'm really looking forward to diving into this one. Owl. Beautiful, beautiful. Dice. All right, that is the Glyph Oracle. And again, I'm pretty sure I found it on Etsy. This one I blame on Lisa and Danny and their hot takes, because they did a hot take on this, and I could not order this fast enough. And I've already done a little quick sneak peek review of it. It is stunning. The Feywood Oracle. This is the English version that just came out. There's the guidebook. It's a nice soft rose petal cover, and there are some of the descriptions that you get. This is just a lovely, lovely deck. There's the backs. And again, I did a little sneak peek on this already, but just wanted to share it. Beautiful forest scenes. We've got, you know, what it is, and then a saying underneath each one. And they're just beautiful to look at. They're very earthy and dreamy. The dappling of the sun on their gowns. We've got different trees in here. Memories, leave the past behind. We've got a wolf, the wanderer. Beautiful, beautiful spirits in here. Look at that moss. Small things matter. Air. There was one I saw that I shared on the sneak peek that I just loved. I loved the expression in her eyes. Oops. And the wolf. Look at that. Tribe. These are just beautiful, beautiful. You can just imagine yourself walking through the forest with these, right? Meeting these people and experiencing these spirits. So yeah, Feywood Oracle, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. And this is the New English version, which I think the other one was it Norwegian or Dutch? But definitely give this one a look. All right, I got this one because I have the book, Raven's Wand, but I haven't read it and I have not used this. But I was intrigued because I love it when characters in a book are illustrated like this. So don't know anything about it yet, but I am looking forward to, you know, learning more as I read the book. It's in my TBR list, my stack. This is the guidebook. And, you know, you get what the card is, what it means, and a reversed for each one. There's the backs. And these are the fronts. And I don't know who Oak is. I'm imagining it's this, and this is a crazy battle scene, but look at that scene. Look at that. That is just amazing to me. Sanctuary. Eternal flame. So even if you don't know, you know, the characters or the story, these still tell you what in the card, you know, is going on, right? So you could use this without even knowing, but I'm just very grateful that I have the book and that I will be learning about the story and the characters. The power of words. What's that saying? The web of lies that how quickly we deceive when first we practice to deceive. I can't think of it right now, sorry. It'll come to me as soon as I stop the video. The gift. Look at these, they're just lovely, and I love the keywords. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, you know, the story, but also using this. And I'll need to, you know, obviously want to pair it as well. And we'll see what tarot deck it ends up with. There was one on here that was heart-wrenching to me, and I don't know why. There, farewell. Oh, goodness. So that is the Raven's Wand, and I have seen this. This is mass market, so I've seen it in several different, like, bookshops and stuff for sale. So if you're interested, you know, grab a copy and learn all about it, right? And this one, this isn't even, you know, technically an oracle, but I do intend to use it as one. Not even remembering where I found it online. But this is, they're tiny too. This is apparently a different system, but in my opinion, you can still use it as an oracle. Each card, you have the meaning, and it will give you, you know, if there are other cards in the spread, what they mean. But to me, the artwork was just stunning. So I wanted to get it for just that reason and use it as an oracle on its own. There's the edging. This is the back, that little map. And they are small, but look at the artwork there. See? So I don't even need a keyword. I can get what it's trying to come across with just by looking at the picture. For me, that's kind of rare. Usually I need like either a keyword or something, but these to me tell a story. And I thought, wow, these are just beautiful, beautiful cards. Even if you don't use their system, you can still either use them on their own or even, you know, with another pairing, because they really speak about what they're trying to come across with, what their message is, right? So, yeah, I wanted to share this because while it may not be a traditional oracle, you can absolutely use it as one. Okay, the Kalat cards. And they sent that little additional one as well. They have a Facebook group where they go over, you know, the different meanings and how to use it and stuff if you're interested as well. So, all right, next stack. This is actually the last stack for this part in, I guess, the series. I'll have the other ones done for the third installment. So let's look here. This is the Wild Dreams Animal Oracle. And I was intrigued by the artwork. And we have keywords on them too, which is a win-win, right? Here's the guidebook. We have a color image, what it is, a little saying, a quote, and then the message, meaning, manifestation, and mantra. So when I saw that too, I thought, wow, that's really nice that you get that. It's not just, you know, an animal card generically. You get a lot for each card. And yes, I always keep the white paper. Not sure why. Here is the back. Beautiful wolf. There we go. So you can see we've got an image here, the animal, and then your little saying. So we've got expect the unexpected, don't worry, be hoppy, follow your cleverness for the fox, hold your head high, prosperity thunders through you. So see, it's kind of a, you know, happy, playful kind of, you know, it's not as, say with the familiar field one, with those animal ones, those keywords were more serious, right? These are kind of tongue-in-cheek. Behold your sacred sensuality. And some people might think that's cheesy. I don't. I enjoy humor. Laughter is what helps us get through the tough times, right? Stop trying so hard. You're already perfect. Remember you're special, just like everyone else. So they're kind of, you know, sassy, snappy, like kind of like the Bloomin' Lovelies in a way. It's time to rule for the lion. I love the sayings. I love the guidebook and how in-depth it went. And the artwork is really pretty too. Hold your ground for the bull. Move when moved. And I don't know if you can tell, there are also like there's background imagery behind each one as well. Kind of gives it a layered effect. I don't know if it can show up on the camera. The dog, you can pretty much see it there. Beautiful. So yeah, this is a great one to use. I have used it. I enjoy it. Brings a smile, but it also makes you think, right? You have the strength and resources to bear whatever comes your way. Don't make a stink unless absolutely necessary. Great, playful, fun. Fly on the wings of your higher purpose. Honor the little things for the fly. Be your own good luck charm, the rabbit. Awesome. All right, that is a fun one. I really enjoy it. Again, I'm going to pair it with something. Wild Dreams. Now, an animal deck I found, it was kind of in the back, that's probably going away. I had several decks by her. I do enjoy her guidebooks, color picture, and you get like 3 or 4 pages of description with each one. Some of them are longer than others. The problem I have with this, even though it is a gorgeous deck, gilded, there's the back, this is AI. And, you know, while I love these images, I have other ones that I've just shown you, like the Wild Dreams, the Mirror Oracle, the Familiar Field, that, you know, people spent a lot of time drawing by hand or even digitally. It takes hours and hours of their time, whereas this was done with prompts, right? And once I realized that, I got rid of all her other decks. So yeah, while you get, gosh, at least must be 100 here. I don't know. It's AI, and that it hits in the back of my mind. So yeah, I think this one will probably, you know, either be donated or sold or something. And no offense to people who do use AI, but I'm really trying my best to support people who don't use it. So, okay. Speaking of beautiful artwork by hand, here is the Wild Woodland. 50 cards here. Look at that. Just beautiful. This is such a beautiful deck. Here's the guidebook. Beautiful color image. And we've got the title, a saying, and then the description and reflection, and that's for every card. This is another absolutely beautiful, playful. Look at that. You see little stars. So here we have, this is, you know, gorgeous, done by a human artwork that I really want to support, keep people going, right? Protection, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Stability, look at that. How can your heart not melt when you see that? Light the way, the badger with the lantern. Awakening. This is just beautiful. Family. I really enjoy this one a lot. I have done a little sneak peek on this, I believe, so, you know, I don't want to, again, waste your time on it, but gosh, I love, obviously, animal decks, and really appreciate the thought that goes into these. And bunnies, you know, and foxes. Who doesn't love them? Bumblebees. All right. Wild Woodland. Okay. And a different one. This is the Witch. A woman in total control of herself. And this, I believe, I backed for this version. I do think it is mass market now. And the delivery person had a heck of a time with this box, but I don't care. I love it. Look at the size of that guidebook. Wow, holy smokes. And this one is very, very in-depth. You get poetry throughout it. Full color imagery. Lots of descriptive text and illustrations to guide you along as well. It is really meaty, very in-depth, very, very big guidebook here. And the cards are just beautiful. There's the back. Got little sparkly stardust in it. It is gilded. And these are lovely. Medicine Woman, Gardener of Hope. They are doing, I think it just came out, or they've just announced it. They are doing a tarot deck, a witch, woman in total control of herself, tarot deck to go with it. I haven't ordered it. I'm not sure if I will, because I think that I have some tarot decks that this would look absolutely stunning next to. So, but look at the art. Beautiful. Priestess of Priorities. This is a very powerful deck. And obviously I have used it. I don't read reversals, so I don't know why they're always reversed. Probably when I pull a card and then put it back, I put it the wrong way. But there you have it. Look at the art, though. Beautiful. Yeah. Gorgeous. Stunning. Mysterious, witchy. Gorgeous. All right. That is the Witch. W.I.T.C.H. And again, look for the tarot deck that, you know, if you want to pair them, they probably go good together. This, it is technically an oracle. There are 2 volumes. I only have the first one. U.S. Games. Here's the book. And for each one, you have like a black and white cut off of the card. It talks about the story that is happening in the card, the character, the history, the background of the artwork as well. So there's a lot for each card in here. There's a lot going on. And I greatly appreciate and enjoy that. The deck itself, I enjoy simply because it gives such wisdom. I really enjoy this. I was grateful and thankful that I was able to go out and watch the venerable monks as they walked by. That experience was just amazing. So it made me reflect that I have this sitting in here, and I wanted to, you know, revisit, because the wisdom in these is beautiful. There's a lot with each card to read. You can, I guess, pause it if you want to read that, but these are great. Great, great, great cards. And the artistry is beautiful too. And I love the history of it. I love the lessons that it teaches. Because it's so busy, it might go with my Loon's Dream. Truth. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It kind of sat in the back for quite a while. And I would never think to get rid of it just because of what it represents, you know, that Tao wisdom that I need to learn more of. In fact, I also have this one, the Tao Oracle. I've seen Truth and Story do like deep dives, and she did one on this. This is a complex, extremely complex system, in my opinion. Look at that book. There is a system to it, you know, the I Ching, I believe. But what I liked about it were obviously using it as an oracle. So you have the card itself, a little thumbnail, and then the full description all the way across. But the artwork, and again, the Tao wisdom, the lessons, this one's more keywords, right? So you can see what it is telling you to be used as an oracle, especially pairing. And I love the artwork. I find it amazing. I doubt I will ever be able to find the time to do the system, But I will use it as a, as a pairing as an oracle, simply for the keywords, clarifying. Look at that, gorgeous. Beautiful. And there's a ton of cards here, so you get a lot of cards with this system too. Okay, so I have two Tao oracles. One is the Wisdom, and this is just the Tao Oracle. So maybe this one I'll put with the Seasonal Fox. It has that gorgeous Asian theme to it too, which would pair up nicely. Skipping back to cute little animals, this is the Wild Way, and I did back this one. I think this is mass market now, and they are doing a tarot deck. They announced that. This is just beautiful. So we've got, instead of a guidebook, I think you can download it with the QR code, but there are little helpful keywords here. You just look up the number with the zodiac sign and find the keyword if you need to. But look at the back, beautiful. So I don't know if you can see, this is all kind of in little silver foil here. Look at the artwork. It's just beautiful. I love the little sayings on here, the little keywords. Talented, talented. So you can see why this, I would absolutely love to use, and why the power animal one, the AI one, kind of in the back of my mind would, it's AI, so I can't keep having that bug me when I've got something as gorgeous as this to use, right? It's beautiful. Look at that. So you can see on each one, she's got, for example, we've got Victory, we've got Leo, and then number 2, right? So you would go here and look up Leo, and it's number 2, card 14. So here's Leo, 14, number 2, fame and glory, good fortune, powerful luck, right? And the keyword is victory. Beautiful. Love this artwork. Tangled thoughts, deep sacrifice. Yeah, this is just beautiful. All right. Okay, Wild Way. Going back in for now. Okay, this, I'm sure it looks familiar. This is the Thistledown, and I pair this with the Oak, Ash, and Thorn because they were just meant to be together. Absolutely. I love their quality cardstock. There's the backs, of course, the Sleeping Fox. And they have, these are the little meanings you can find. Easy enough. You just find the keyword on the card. There's a little greeting. Look at these. Making space, rest, individuality, community. Look at that. The dragon with the deer and fox, little mice. This artist is so talented. And I said it when I was showing the Oak, Ash, and Thorn. I already have a dragon deck that I really love, so I didn't get the Smoke, Embers, and gosh, I always forget. The dragon one he did, which is beautiful, but I didn't need it. He's also done the cottage one, but I only have these 2 from them, and I'm just so glad I have them. They're just beautiful, beautiful work. Ferocity. Look at the baby wolf. Too cute. All right. So that is Thistledown. And again, I pair it with the Oak, Ash, and Thorn. And when I'm doing the pairing videos, I'll show you what it looks like together. It is just absolutely beautiful together. This is the other Denise Linn deck I have, which I'm not sure I'll keep. I probably will. Guidebook, little thumbnail with the saying, card meaning, and then what the Sacred Traveler wants you to know. And there are the backs, this beautiful mandala. So yeah, we have a little keyword down here with beautiful imagery. And of course they're upside down. Wandering path. Fresh new way of living emerges. The great adventure. Take a risk. These are, believe it or not, very easy to pair. So it's, you know, it's probably the reason I keep it. Just because it's simple yet effective. Sounds like I'm talking about a laundry soap, but beautiful artwork. Take your first step. Hold the course. Distant thunder, clear the air. So yeah, I'm sure you've all seen her decks because, you know, she has quite a few out now. And I want to say this is an older one, but beautiful deck, and more than likely I'll hold on to it. We'll see what it ends up pairing with. Okay, so I've got one more deck here for this pile. Actually, I have another one. This is the Sacred Power reading cards. Here's the guidebook with some spreads. So we have a full color image with the saying, description, and affirmation at the bottom. And that's for each and every card. These are big cards, larger than most. There's the back. We have change. Vivid, bright colors on this one. This one really catches your eye and pulls you in. Abundance. Reflection. Some nice, powerful cards here. Community. I've had this one for quite a while. For the longest time, I used it as a bedtime pull just to read it and think about. Nice. Yeah, this is an old friend, this one. The Sacred Power reading cards. Okay, there are two more decks I have. The Wild Birds. This is the same artist, I believe, that did the Boo Tarot and the Tarot Reynard. The illustrations are gorgeous. I keep this one actually down like in my kitchen, and I'll put it, you can buy the little wooden easels from Amazon, and I'll just pull one and have it there just to, you know, as I walk by seeing it, just for the artwork. And she's got it in French and English, so her little welcome cards. Some of them are vertical, some are horizontal, of course, but on the back of each one, she has it in French, but then down here is also in English. And it was the artwork, actually, that, you know, the reason I was pulled to these, because they're beautiful. I don't use them necessarily as an oracle. I use them for, you know, maybe a monthly pull. If it's a rainy, you know, season or something, I'll pull this one out and have it out on the easel. And, you know, there's inspiration down in the back of the card, but these are mostly for me for just the artwork because they're just so beautiful. Look at that one. She's very talented, and I wanted to support her. So I was happy to get this, and people who are visiting, you know, comment that it's so pretty and nice to see. A little mini, you know, portrait sitting there on an easel. Some of them are spring, summer, winter. That's clearly spring, the flowers. Beautiful. There's a little robin redbreast. Yeah, so this is, you know, maybe not as well known as her other two decks, but gosh, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Lovely to see. So that is the Wild Birds. And she's got them on her, I believe, her Etsy shop, if you want to take a look. This is new, so I haven't even really taken a look at it yet. This has been out a while, but you know, naturally with the new new moon, Chinese New Year, it reminded me that it was back there. So I pulled it out. And again, this is another system that she has, big thick guidebook, to learn, you know, her system with the elements and the animals. And she has YouTube videos that describe it all. However, even if you didn't want to learn that, you can still use these as an oracle itself. Look at the colors. Beautiful. Because aside from the animal and element, they have keywords here. And, you know, she also, you know, describes each one. So you've got messages for each one to read about. And, you know, the little sayings there, pretty much, you know, to be used as an oracle. Knowledge brings wisdom. Share your gifts. The colors are bright and cheery and vibrant. As above, so below. And I thought, you know, aside from just the you know, New Year and element animal aspect of it, you can use these clearly with the keywords. They're beautiful. Metal sheep, foresight and careful planning, conquer your fear. Water bird, beautiful. Look at the sunlight coming through the tree there on the wood dog. Trust your intuition. Moving up the vortex. So she has some, you know, beautiful keywords there. And I just love the little paintings here. Very detailed. I think, aren't we on the fire horse right now? Don't know where that is in here. It's in here somewhere, I promise. But you can see manifesting your dreams, live and love joyfully, nature is your healer, fire bird, seek and you shall find. See, these work beautifully as an oracle. So I thought I'm just going to pull it in rotation, you know, not think one day I'll learn the system. I'm just going to use it and enjoy the artwork and enjoy the keywords and what she has to say. There we are. This is the year we just turned on. Fire horse, effortless vitality. So may everybody have a new, happy new year. So that concludes this part 1 of oracles. I will do the rest of them in session 3, and I will look forward to seeing you then. So take care and talk soon.